I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this creams, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. Here, I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Wow, so serious. I think we recorded, so let's get things started. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, we are doing our January rankings video. Baby, let's get things started. But first, I have to remind you to please leave a comment down below letting me know which palette you all would like to see a tutorial for in the month of February. You all know it is this video, the rankings video, where I choose my subscriber of the month. I will be announcing who wins the February subscriber of the month on Sunday, but you have to leave a comment down here. If you want to know what palettes I have in my collection, I'll leave my collections playlist right here. It is 3 different videos showing all of my eyeshadow palettes, and you have to choose something from that list. And you also have to choose a palette that hasn't been done yet to make sure you are entered for that. I will be picking someone, so make sure you all look into that. But the thing is, today I only have 5 palettes. The problem is I did have a total of 8, and I did not feel as if it was fair to add this one palette here, the Minka palette, simply because this was customized. Every other palette in today's video is something you can pick up straight from the website, from the brand, buy it just as. With this one, I bought this one and then used 2 other palettes to make it how I like it, and I just didn't feel as if it was fair to compare one customized palette against a bunch of other ones that are pre-made, so I put that to the side. I also put aside 2 palettes that I unfortunately did not get a chance to use, and you know, according to the use it or lose it, we got to get rid of these 2 palettes. And those 2 will be the Bronze Rustic palette by Juvia's Place, as well as the Candy Shop from Juvia's Place. And you know she is brand new. I haven't even swatched this one, so baby, you talk about feelings hurt. But I will explain what will happen with these 2 in my next Use It or Lose It video. You all can wait. That will be coming Sunday, where I will be announcing the subscriber of the month for February. So stay tuned for those. But today we will be talking about the other 5. With all 5 of these palettes, I do have a tutorial. I will be linking that down in the description bar because it usually isn't enough space to do them all up here. You're only allowed to do 5. And I also have a look for all of them, so you can see exactly what kind of look I created with them, just in case you need a little inspiration. But before we get started, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you're already a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you, honey. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down below if you all like this type of content. You all know I've been taking channel suggestions. We want to try to get things fresh, keep things exciting for you all because the channel is growing, and I just want to make sure I keep a variety of things going for you all. So with no further ado, before we get started, I want to make sure I show you all a look of the palette as well as a close-up view, but I'm gonna always be honest. So if one of these palettes happens to be your favorite or anything, please take into consideration that 1, we all have different experiences with makeup, different skin textures, different skin types, different levels of skill and things like that. And we also have different color preferences. So this is just my personal taste, my personal recommendations. If you feel as if your ranking is different, leave that down in the comment section below and let me know why, honey, because I'm always down for a good debate. But we're going to shimmy over here to the side because, baby, I'm trying to get this video edited, recorded, and uploaded for you all today because I have a concert today. This video will be going up on Friday the 3rd. It's about 12:40, and I got to call my mama at 1 o'clock, so she ain't gonna get that call on time because I'm gonna be talking to y'all. But we're gonna slide over here, and we're gonna show y'all a picture of the first palette coming in at number 5. Bam! She's beautiful, isn't she, honey? The look that I came up with is absolutely stunning, honey. I did enjoy this palette, but for me, the cons outweighed the pros, and we're gonna shimmy on in here. And the reason she came at number 5 is, we're gonna get into it, and that is this palette here, the Blush Rose palette by Juvia's Place. This is what she looks like on the outside. I wanna make sure I give y'all a view of that. Baby, my camera, I must say, if you're gonna focus on the palette, there she go. This is what the blush rose look like on the outside. Give y'all a view of the inside. She is stunning, honey. 6 pans, $15. You can pick her up at Juvia's place as well as Ulta. And for that price, she is the most affordable palette on the list today. So you would think, being the most affordable, she would have ranked a lot higher. Unfortunately, what brought her down is the fact that, one, I'm not the biggest fan of pinks, but I tried to tell myself don't hold that. But it's just true. Like, with me not being the biggest fan of pinks, I wasn't gonna give it a praise for its color story. But what truly held her back is the fact that with her being so small and having 6 pans, it's very hard for a palette to have a bad shade and still be able to rank high, because that's a lot from a small palette. And I feel as if 2 of these shades you actually have to work with when the other 4 are beautiful. And with a ratio of 4 out of 6, that's only about 67%. And we all know, you go to school, honey, 67% is a failing grade each and every time, honey. So the 2 shades that I feel as if gave me the hardest time is, one, shade number 3. I felt as if out of all the mattes, this was the most difficult to build and blend. And personally, when I used her with shade number 5 right here. And I felt as if once on the eye, on camera, there really wasn't a difference. In person, I could truly see it, but on camera, you couldn't. And so I really felt as if they could have gotten rid of this shade and made her a really dark shimmer. It would have given us more variety in this palette, or they could have made her a matte, and well, kept her a matte and made her a really pale matte shade, something like a brow bone highlight shade, or something really, really deep and dark for your outer V crease, and something you can use as a liner, and it would have given this palette more versatility. Also, shade number 4, after doing my tutorial, because I said in my tutorial that she's really sparkly, if you're going to use her, do your eyes first, clean up, then put on your base makeup. If you do your base first and then put her on, you're going to have sparkles everywhere. Afterwards, I went on the Ulta website and I started seeing other reviews and things like that, and it seems like everybody has the exact same issue. Everybody feels like this is just an extremely sparkly shade, and no matter what base you put under it, because I use a glitter adhesive, the sparkles are still gonna fly. Is she absolutely stunning? Yes, honey, I used her all over the lid. She's beautiful, but you can only use her beforehand. As someone who, before I got into doing YouTube, I used to do my face first, because it always gave me the option to know if I don't have time for makeup, I still have a full face done already. Doing YouTube, I switched over just because I realized most time I was doing an eyeshadow tutorial, and I wanted most of my memory on my memory card to be taken up by that, just in case I ran out of space. I still had the important stuff done. But they could get rid of shade number 3. It just was no point of having her there. And although shade number 4 is beautiful, she was difficult. That's 2 out of 6. And with such a high ratio of, I will say, difficult shades, not necessarily bad shades, that's what brought this down to number 5. She was the most affordable at $15, but honestly, I see why it's always half price now. You can get this at Ulta half price all the time. I would not recommend picking her up full price unless you just feel as if you have to have her now, or you feel as if she's not going to be available in the stock anymore. But I will wait till she's $7.50, pick her up then, and then keep it moving. Next up, let's pull up this look here, because baby, you know I'm going to be feeling like, look at this. Boom. Beautiful, ain't she, honey? Gorgeous, dramatic, over the top. Honey, if you like a soft, neutral, everyday friendly, I don't barely wear makeup type of look, then baby, she not for you. She not for you. This is for the girl who likes to take it there. This palette is for the girl who wants excitement. This is for the girl who does not mind quality. She does not mind cost. She does not mind anything. She gonna take, makeup is her place. Makeup is her thing. So you know what? She gonna go all out. And that is why I love this palette. And to me, I personally saw nothing but one thing wrong with it. But that one thing is what held it back. So at number 4, we have the Trove palette by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And look at the shine on this palette. Like, come on. First, let me give you all a close-up view of it. Like, get into her. Maybe I don't know why this camera keep focusing on me. I'm like, I'm trying to show you something, sis. Like, get into that lock and key for the palette, honey. Once you get inside, there is a mirror, so I don't want to try to blind you all, but I want to show you these gorgeous multi-chromes. This is a multi-chrome quad, honey. All 4 shades are multi-chromes and they are beautiful. When I tell you this palette is stunning, and that look I showed you was an all multi-chrome look, not a matte in sight, not a matte transition, not a matte brow. All shimmers, all 4 shades, absolutely stunning. And I said in my tutorial for this palette, this is the best shimmer formula they have ever come up with, in my opinion. I think it is absolutely stunning. But when I think of me buying makeup, that's one thing. I'm going to swipe my card regardless, baby. If I want it, I got to have it. But that's just how I feel. This is what I do for a living. This is what I do for a passion. This is me. So it's easy for me to go in and say, I need certain supplies. I need certain tools that the average person may not want. To try to convince my little sister to go out and spend $68 on an eyeshadow quad? Baby, unless these shadows get up and do the work for her, she's not trying to hear that. She don't care what the 4 shades are. She don't care what kind of performance they got, what the formula is like. That price range is out there for her, and that color, that quad? No, ma'am. But when I tell you, it is beautiful, and that's the problem though. She's limited because she's a multi-chrome quad. You don't get no transition shades. You don't get no crease shades. You don't get no outer V shades. There are no neutrals here, so this isn't, you know, good for the traditional office job. This isn't good for the traditional wedding and things like that, or first date. This is gonna always be drama. This is always gonna be glam, but that's exactly what I bought her for. And unfortunately, with her having the highest price tag, $68 today, as well as being the smallest palette, a 4-pan palette, it's those 2 things that held her back. Because there are palettes in here that offer way more shades, meaning I'm going to get variety. There are palettes here that have way more textures, and there are also palettes that have a more affordable price range. So knowing there are palettes that can offer me that is the reason why those all rank higher. But when I tell you, there is nothing wrong with her. If you are looking at her and you want her, I say go grab her because she is gorgeous. This is my favorite shimmer formula from Blend Bunny, but at $68, I have to be honest and tell you, I just truly believe if you've never tried anything from the brand, there are other things that you can get that may leave you a little more satisfied than getting this. This is for the girl who already has a collection, already loves makeup, and is just trying to add to her makeup. Maybe if she doesn't have any multi-chrome, she wants to try this. But a girl who's just not starting out, your first eyeshadow palette, no ma'am, this couldn't do that. I would have to hold her back because that price range and that color story is very limiting, but she's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Please check out my video because she's fabulous. And I know we just spent a lot of time talking about that because I just felt really bad about that one because I'm telling you, I know she's ranking low, but she's beautiful, but I gotta take all things into consideration, which is why we gotta slide over for this because number 3, baby, get into this. Let me tell you, look at this. Boop. I was shocked, honey. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was shocked because I'm the type of person, anytime I can avoid colors I don't like, I'm usually gonna do it. But y'all be having me step out of my comfort zone. Y'all be telling me go for it because y'all like it. I look good in it. And I'm slowly easing my way into it. But blues ain't never been one of my favorites. I love me a green, so I figured with this look, Torrence, we'll try to bring those 2 colors together. And that's why at number 3, we have the Lure palette by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Now this palette dropped, I believe, it didn't drop the same day, I think, or if they did drop the same day, they were probably, the promo photos may have been leaked about 2-3 days separately, but then they let you know that this was a collection coming together, and this was the larger of the 2 palettes that dropped with the Trove palette. Now this here is coming in at 3rd place. She is $46, and I want you to first look at this packaging. Tell me Blend Bunny did not go above and beyond with that. She is gorgeous. Once you get inside, she doesn't have a mirror, but look at this color story here. 24 shades, baby. Look at that. She is stunning, and you didn't have to tell me nothing. First off, the fact that she had a mermaid on the front, Y'all know I'm always into mystical creatures. The mermaids, the fairies, the unicorns, I got to have them. I have to have them. Then for greens to be my favorite eyeshadow color, and you gave me more than one row up. Y'all know I love me a matte black and a matte white. They didn't give me the white, but they gave me my black right here. Then what really helped push this palette like up there for me was the fact that you got more than 2 textures. A lot of companies try to give you just matte and shimmer and then keep it going. And I get it. I understand you can do a lot with those. But I feel as if with the quality of our cameras nowadays and with the variety of textures we got going on, for me, 3 textures is my standard. To know that they gave us all these beautiful colorful mattes, you gave us all these beautiful metallics, but then that first shade as a multi-chrome, it was like, you hit the 3-person mark. And honestly, even though I believe the shimmer, the multi-chrome formula in this one, the shimmer formula in Trove is the best, it's hard not to give it to Laura a little bit more simply because, one, she's $46, which means you're $22 cheaper than Trove, but you're a 24-pan palette instead of a 4-pan palette. So if someone were to ask me which has the better formula, I'm going to say Trove. But which one do I recommend you get? Please pick up Laura. You're going to save money. You're going to get a wider variety of things because you have matte, you have metallic, and you have multi-chrome. You also have some slightly neutral shades here that you could wear on an everyday basis. Now, you might not be able to wear that pop of blue there, but if you wanted just that subtle matte look, you could take that first shade, blend her out as a transition, pack her on the lid, and be out the door, and you can go to your office shop. You also have this brown here and this black. I love a deep dark smoky eye for going to the club. This will let you do that. But once again, with her being Laura, with her being mermaid inspired, you were going to get the colorful shades. So that's what she brought you, was all colors. But the fact that they was able to throw in just a few neutrals in there to help round her out made her beautiful for me. The reason why she didn't take the #1 spot, the reason why, because I'm going to be open and honest with everything, is for 2. 1, I did not see any brow bone highlight shades, such as just a white, a beige, a peach, a ochre, just something for that matte brow bone highlight, because some people just truly need that in every palette. Also, when I did this look, I believe I used this whole row and this whole row in that look that you all saw. And for a lot of people, they did not feel as if that these 2 transition shades showed up differently enough on camera. In person, you are able to see the different depths and tone, because to me, this is much more blue, and this is where it's like just enough blue to let me know, okay, we still wearing green, but we can take it there. But a lot of people felt as if those 2 shades were so similar on the eye that you could have done something different. And you know, you can't negate how people feel. If they feel as if they could be different, you needed more depth, I truly understand that. And I can't just tell someone, just because I can see the difference in person while I'm standing here, well, you know what? Everybody's not going to be in my face in the, conversation view and things like that. And I get that. So it's like, to me, I'm with them. Honestly, you could have taken this one out, put a matte white there, and it would have boosted her straight up there a little bit higher. So because she did not have that matte transition shade, I did have to go ahead and take her down just a little bit, because I'm like, you got the neutrals, you got the colorfuls, you got more than one texture. It's just that one thing that held you back, and it's like, since you got that one flaw, I can't let you get the #1 spot. But baby, at #3, the lure ain't nothing to be played with. And so far, if I could say so, I really think out of all of them, so far, she's my favorite palette, simply because she offers those 3 textures. A lot of the other ones only have that 2, that matte and that metallic. And the fact that she has 3 different textures, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. If they can do one like this, sort of like the Dollhouse, where it's half neutral, half colorful, but give us multi-chromes and shimmers, baby, I think y'all won't get me to stop using that palette. But we need to get into the next one, because baby, I know y'all sit back like, if you gave all of that praise to #3, what's #2? And let me slide over so y'all can see how gorgeous she is at #2. Because I use this baby. Look at her. Boop. Fabulous, honey. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. There was no doubt about it. I had already known this palette was going to be good. I bought this palette when she first came out just because the collector in me wanted to have her. But I realized this is one of those palettes that everybody has, everyone loves, and many people are pulling out more often now because she's always been good. And I realized I just never had a tutorial up for her. So at number 2, we have the Soft Glam palette by ABH, honey. She's an icon. One of the best-selling palettes of all time. And at $45, honey, she's gorgeous. What helped bring her up to number 2 is the fact that, one, she was a little bit more affordable than the Lure palette. So price is always going to help boost you. If you're more affordable, you're also going to get a little extra credit for that. But let me give you a close-up of this packaging because most of you will already know what she looks like. But some people may be new to the makeup game. I want to show you on the inside. She does have a mirror, but I want to cover that. She comes with a free double-ended brush. I'm not sure if anybody ever uses theirs. I just let mine collect because I'm not a fan of double-ended brushes. But get into this. A warm, neutral color story. And you know you got to be good for me to love her because I'm somebody who genuinely prefers neutrals. But the thing about it is, even though she's warm neutral and you can see those oranges and pinks, which aren't my favorites. You know the 3 colors I don't want to see the most. Oranges, blues, pinks. Hold on. You can keep those away. But when I tell you, this palette, as far as I'm concerned, is good for any and everybody. I believe any makeup artist can use this in their kit, whether it's just the only palette they use or a perfect accessory palette. I believe no matter what your complexion is, she's going to be gorgeous. I've seen it work on people who like warm tones, cool tones, and as you can see, even though she is extremely warm, the look I came up with her was nice neutral to cool tone. She was nice and pink toned, and she's fabulous. It's just no other way to put it, and it's like, okay, Torrence, what is it that you can just honestly say you hate about this palette? It's just they need to get rid of it. The only thing that I can think of is the double-ended brush can go, personally, for me. But it was a free gift, honey. Who cares whether they get? I don't use it, so it don't matter. As far as packaging, most people don't like the fact that this has that soft matte texture. It's like that velvety texture. And once you get her dirty, she's never coming clean. If you get some makeup or some eyeshadow on her, she's gonna be stained and you're not gonna be able to get her clean. But knowing that, I've been extra careful, which is why you can see I bought her when she first came out and she's still good to go. And I've had this palette for many years and the formula is still beautiful. And with the color straight, what can you hate on, honey? You spot brow bone highlights, matte ones, you got them. Shimmery ones, you got them. You want deep crease shades, you got dark browns, you got dark reds, and you got a black. You got yellow tone shimmers, you got red tones, you got pink tones, you got orange tones, you got a really orange one and a really neutral one. You got mid-tone shades, you got neutral to cool tone shades. It's like this palette really did satisfy, it's hard to say everybody, but we just speaking figuratively, like it really did satisfy everybody, honey. It's hard to do something much better than this palette as far as neutrals go because it's like, what else do you need? You can use this palette any day, every day, at a wedding, at the office, to the club, whether you want to go soft, whether you want to go dramatic. She gets the job done, honey. The only person that would not be satisfied by this palette to me is the person who wants colorful shades. No, there are no purples, like straight up vivid purples. There are no greens. There are no blues. So that's the only thing you can't get from her. And that's why she's at number 2. But baby, when I tell you, if you've ever debated on getting this palette, she's a winner. Go get her. She deserves it. And I know everybody's sitting back like, what in the world could come in at number 1 over Soft Glam, honey? And I know. But baby, I just got to keep it real because I didn't expect it. I knew I was going to love her. I knew she was the one that I wanted since the day I had her. Since the day I saw her. But I finally used it. And baby, take a look at this. Take a look at this. When I tell you, I was too excited. Like, oh, wait. This is gorgeous. This is now my new favorite. When the day I got her, she's my personal favorite. But I already know. when I do my recommendations, honey, I'm like, you're going to have to explain how she come in, how she do that, how she come at the top of the list, baby. And let me come closer and tell you why. Let me tell you why. Guess who number one? Guess who number one? Surge by Glam Bunny, honey. Like, get into this. Surge by Glam Bunny is my number one pick for the month of January, and I have to tell you why. First up, price, $43, meaning she's more affordable than the Soft Glam, the Lure, and the Trove palette. At $43, baby, she's the most affordable. Then to me, although I'm going to give it to that Lure palette for that packaging, that Little Mermaid, she hit a little soft spot for me. But as someone whose favorite eyeshadow color is green, as someone who I genuinely prefer darker colors over pastel. If you could tell me, get me a deep, dark, grungy shade full of dark blacks and browns and things like that, or a soft pastel, give me the deep, dark ones. And look at this packaging, honey. This looks like it ain't safe to go here because bad things happen in the dark, and honey, I'm interested. I want to know, I want to go. Then she cardboard, and she has a shiny finish. Like, look at this, baby. So if you get something on her, you can easily wipe her off. This isn't something that's going to permanently stain or something you have to worry about. But with her being cardboard, if you want to depot her, you don't risk, you know, shattering your shade like you will try to depot a plastic palette. Baby, you got to be careful with those. Sometimes you even need heat to take out of those. But get into this color story here, honey. Look at how beautiful. Look at these colors, baby. When I tell you, as someone who absolutely loves colors, you're going to get my heart. But to tell me you're going to give me more than one row of greens, just like with the Lure palette, you give me more than one row of greens, you're going to really have me going. But she did what the other ones couldn't do for a lot of things. She said, you know what, honey? How about we give you more than one row of greens, which of course some other ones did, but she said, we're going to also give you your neutrals to round out this colorful palette. I understand that everybody, you came here for the colors, but you just may have a work meeting that you need to use this for. Look at this second row here. Look at them neutrals. Baby, whether I want to go bold and vivid with this orange, or whether I want to be nice and warm with it, or whether I want to tone it down. I could do an all matte neutral look and wear this to the office, and then turn around and wear this to the club. And then turn around and wear this to Pride. Baby, she's gorgeous. Then, what she did what a lot of them couldn't do, gave us a matte black and a matte white. I can lighten or darken any shade I want. If I need brow bone highlight shades, baby, look how that neutral shade will show up on my complexion. So if I feel as if this orange is just a little too dark, baby, I got the white to lighten it. If I want her a little deeper, I got the black to deepen it up. I also have some neutral shades right here. So if I want to wear a shimmer, I can do that. I don't have to go full-blown purple, full-blown green. They gave me some neutral shades to go. And it's like, I can do an all neutral look. I can do an all colorful look. Then, not only do we have our colorful mattes and stuff, we have our metallics. You also gave us these vivid over-the-top pigments at the bottom, baby. Do you know how scared brands are to give us those bold, vivid, over-the-top pigment shades? I still have my pigment palette from, I believe, Melt Cosmetics that I need to hurry up and use. I have the stack and the palette, and I never did a tutorial with it, and I need more brands to understand that we love these type of shades and they are gorgeous. The only thing they would have needed, but this palette came out way before they had the funds that was doing it, was a multi-chrome, and this palette would have been perfect. If they would have did either a multi-chrome or a sheer dual chrome, it would have been perfect to me, but you know what? She didn't need it. She still stumped on the competition's head because I know whether I want to go neutral, whether I want to go colorful, whether I want to go all matte, whether I want to go matte and shimmer, this will get the job done for me. She's fabulous. And what makes it even better is I was able to use this palette to do a purple look for my friend Lorraine, and you all thought it was stunning. But I cannot wait to pull her out again, to know she got my black and white. No matter what palette I pair her with, she'll be good. To know she got that green, which is what I'm going to go in and use her again for, because this whole row here has had me going. But I see my camera is getting ready to cut off on me, baby. And baby, this is the beautiful part about editing. You get to come back and realize, wait, I forgot to mention this. I forgot to do that. Because I would have left and almost forgot. I forgot to tell you all where, if for any reason I would have placed the My Minka palette, where would this palette have come out on the rankings list? And personally, after sitting back, after looking at everything, and after going into it, it's like, Torrence, where would you have placed this palette? I really think she would have taken the #1 spot. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, let's just get into her. This is what the quote-unquote My Minka palette looks like, because this is the one that I customized. You can purchase the Minka palette by itself, but I realized that there were 2 shades in it that I did not like, so I decided to swap them out. So let me show you what she looks like at first, up close. This is the packaging for the Minka. I'm trying to make sure the camera focus on it and not me. There you go. And on the inside, she's very reflective. She has a mirror and everything. Palette folds all the way back very easily, so you cause no damage. But look at this color story here, honey. She is absolutely beautiful. I want you to make sure you can get a good view of the variety of textures and color in this palette. Now, the reason I did not add this to the ranking is, one, because she's customized and you all can't go out and get her. The original Minka palette itself came out at $57, but what I did do was customize it with 2 other palettes. The first one being the Heather Austin palette, which is $56. This is what she looks like mostly. I did swap this shade out, so this shade was in the Minka palette here. And then I also used shades from the Amunet palette, which is $48. This is what Amunet looks like. And on the inside, I swapped out for the shade, oh, this shade here. This blue shade doesn't belong in this palette. I took out the shade Impotent, which is a neutral. So this is what this one would have looked like. In total, to get all 3 of these palettes, you would have to come out of $161. Total, that's with no discount, no sale or anything. That's just full retail price. But many times you can get a discount code or catch one of these palettes on sale. But I use that to combine all 3 to create this. And I believe she would have been my perfect palette of the month, because she contains everything except one thing. Of course, she would have been flawed because she only has 12 slots here. The one thing that I feel as if this palette is missing is the fact she does not have a brow bone highlight and a black shade. You know, I understand people say a black and a white isn't necessary in everything, but as an artist who likes the option to lighten or darken any shade or any, you know, look, a matte black and white are essential to me. I know I have plenty of them, so it wasn't necessary to get them here, because I had to remind myself, Torrence, you only have 12 slots. You can't get everything here. And trying to go through a whole nother palette, adding that to bring it into, I only wanted to get rid of 2 shades. So I decided to bring 2 neutrals, a light one and a dark one, and it helped create this look. And I want to slide over and show you the 2 different looks I was able to create with this palette, because before I do that, first, I want to show you the 2 different sides that I came up with. I was basically focused on having a completely neutral side here for every day, and then creating a colorful side here for every night. And when you look at the 2 different looks I created for this palette, the first one here being that neutral one here, she's beautiful. I had so many of my co-workers tell me, like, baby, I'm gonna need that look for New Year's Eve. We got to hurry up and get your surgery going so you can get back. They were loving it. But then you also have this colorful purple look here. Boom. She's glamorous, she's over the top, she's colorful, she's bold. No way you can hide her. And to know that I was able to create both of those looks from this one palette was absolutely stunning. And the best part about it was I still have not used the 2 multi-chromes to create a look and use that on camera. So I still have more options. Even if I want something nice and simple, I can take and just do a matte brown, put a multi-chrome over the lid, and be out the door, and it's going to be a completely different look than the first 2 I have. And that's what I look for in a palette. I want more than one option, and I want at least 3 different textures, and this does that for me. I have more than one option for neutral mattes as well as colorful mattes. Neutral shimmers as well as colorful shimmers, as well as more than one option for multi-chrome. The only only thing that keeps this palette from being perfect is if it had a matte black and white and would have been a 14 pan palette, you wouldn't have been able to tell me nothing about it. But that's part of the reason why I did not rank her in here, is because one, I would have had to take into the consideration of the price. But for me, I would have still only seen her as a 12 pan palette at $57, but I would have told you all, of course, that it would have taken $161 to get her. But anybody can take any two brown shades that they have with this palette, add it to it, and it would have made this palette perfect. So I just wanted to make sure I added that into here, because I almost did forget. I did my ranking and was looking at my camera like, baby, your thing about to shut off, and forgot. Yeah, this is going to be an edited video. You could just cut the camera off and start again and keep on moving. So I wanted to remind you all that every month we are going to keep these rankings going. For the month of February, please make sure you all leave a comment down below telling me which palette you all would like to see a tutorial with. Remember, I will be announcing my subscriber of the month on Sunday, and I will also let you know which palette they chose. I do have some surprises coming for the month of February, because you all know I am supposed to be getting rid of these palettes simply because I did not get a tutorial up for them. I will be explaining in my use it or lose it video on why I will be keeping them, because I have repurchased them already and I will be doing a giveaway. I figured there was no point of giving away the used palettes, or at least this one that's used here, if I was just going to use my points and re-get them again. So I will be doing a giveaway. I will be explaining the giveaway with these two brand new ones here, and I will be using these in the month of February. All of that will come later. No point in explaining that drama now. But I got a concert I want to get to. My mother just let me know not only was she able to get our tickets, but she managed to get a few extras. So we might have to try to reach out to a few people to see if they want to go. But I want to get this up for you all tonight. I won't be there with you all, but this video will go up. Been loving the love and support. Make sure you all still check out my very first live that I posted on Wednesday. That was February the 1st. First day of Black History Month. My very first live in almost 3 years. My 3-year anniversary on YouTube is coming up on February 15th. So I do have a surprise coming for that. And baby, I don't know what else to talk about, but I want to make sure I get this video up, and I have to shut up, Torrence. So we're going to end it here. So with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye, YouTube.